Scuba.
About the puking.
Oh, what are they saying?
You just don't puke in your breathing apparatus. Is Dante
But what if you have
Scorpino.
to? What if you get kicked in the nuts underwater and then you puke?
I mean,
This is quite the situation.
Yeah, I mean, like at some point, someone has puked underwater. It's not like it's never gonna
so
happen.
you're saying there's a reverse mermaid down there that kicks you in the balls.
She doesn't,
you
she
start
doesn't
puking.
need to, but she's going by with that big flapper of hers.
That's
big
not
tail.
a reverse mermaid. That's just a mermaid.
And then she goes boom, 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 boom.
What
and
the
hits
hell
you
is
right
a
in the
reverse
balls.
mermaid?
Reverse mermaid would be the fish top and the human legs. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Over Greggy Show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer / seducer, Nick Scarpino.
For some reason in my head, I thought tail and then legs on the other side. I didn't think. I was like, how did she eat?
It's like all the wrong ends of cat dogs just together shoved up doing that. Over here, the man with a bunch of new t-shirts, Colin Moriarty.
Oh God!
It's too late. I did it. I touched you.
It's good to be here.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Good. And right there, the pure one, Tim Gettys.
That's the most. Do you think somewhere out there was the opposite cat dog? That it was just the legs of the
asses?
cat and the dog? Just somewhere, just chilling? Was that like a Nickelodeon show that didn't make
I mean, I like to imagine in the world we're talking about right here is that what happened really is that cat and dog from it were twins. And so, yeah, the baby, what do they call things that have babies?
Muppets.
the storks?
The mother. The mother gives birth to cat dog, and then at the same time she gives birth to the other twin,
Yeah.
and it's just the asshole.
Yeah.
And this comes out, it's dead. It's not sentient at all. It's what
Damn.
should have been attached to cat dog, but somehow it went weird in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Day with a wolf and
No.
a purr.
Do not know
Baby
what
was
you mean.
born. And caused
So
a
they
little
were
storm.
they were inside the same uterus, cat and dog. And then, Nick, if I'm lying, I'm dying.
Yeah.
At some point,
Yeah.
their genes morphed, and
Spliced,
they
as
got
they say in science.
both the two top halves got put together, and the two bottom halves got put together.
All right, I see.
And so when the bottom halves get born, there's no brain there, so
Are
it just flops out.
But are the top halves, when they get born, do they live for a long time, or because they have no asshole, they just like
That was
they die in,
this
like,
is a cartoon, you know, right? Cat dog.
I did not know this.
There's a cat dog, alone
Late
in the world
90s,
is a little
right?
cat dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not one for animation.
But that was the thing, yeah. And so there's been scientific articles written about what happens if the cat eats something, the dog vomited out like shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's
It was a classic
Tough
odd
choices.
couple. You know, the dog was an idiot. The cat was an asshole.
They were Siamese twins, basically, but from different species.
Yeah.
I'm looking this up right now. I don't believe it. I think you guys are making this shit up.
Okay.
It was kind of like if me and Colin were attached to each other. You'd be the cat.
No, I'd love to be.
the dog.
I'd love to be the cat. I always liked the cats until I got little, and then I liked the dogs more than the cats.
But what would you do when you have to start, barf shitting Tim's, McDonald's, and Outback Steakhouse?
I mean, it's
all
a
the time?
biological function. We really have no choice.
Yeah. You think?
I've always been just as a real note to get away from the cat dog analogy that we've been really running into the ground here the last 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
I was always fascinated by those like specials you see on the Discovery Channel or TLC or whatever about Siamese twins.
Sure.
Yeah,
Conjoined twins, I think, is the PC term now.
Oh, it's not Siamese. Is that's offensive?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
I think so.
Why? Oh, okay. Well, conjoined twins, whatever. They're attached at the in some strange places sometimes. Like there's these two women
I
attached
remember
at the head. They have this like device that was built for them to like support the weight. It's like kind of a strange and interesting.
No,
thing.
it's super fascinating.
Yeah.
It's super fascinating. If I had to be connected to any of you, though,
I knew you were going to take it back to absurdity. Sure, go. Shoot, who are you getting connected to? Now, do
this
you
is
want to?
hard.
I
This
mean,
is
really,
hard.
really, you'd be connected to Kevin.
no.
Yeah, because
No.
first off, it would be a nightmare. But secondly, think of all the sex
If
you'd watch.
No, here's the thing. If I were connected to Kevin, my first and only thought would be suicide.
But then you might take him out too.
Yeah, he
See, that
doesn't
was one of the
care.
interesting things.
That's the point. That's
That
the
was
whole
one of the
point.
interesting things about the conjoined twins is that like about if they used to do surgery on them as their children, you could like the mathematical equation in which like if you cut them at this angle at this point, then there's a 90% chance of one will live, but then like a 30% chance the other will live, and like what's the right and
I'd be like, do it.
bioethical thing to do?
Do it.
It's very interesting.
If I were
would
the
nothing.
person that was going to live 7% of the time, I'd be like, yeah, absolutely do this. Cut Kevin out of the equation. Let's cut it. Let's trim.
But I mean, that's a good comedy right there, buddy comedy. You guys wake up, you're somehow conjoined.
That would be, but it has to go dark eventually because that's a hard lifestyle, right? Like think of everything you have to
there's a show.
watch
It's called
Kevin
Cat
do.
Dog.
You'd always have to watch him eat, and even if they put a curtain,
Already
up,
have to do that.
You'd have to hear him eat,
Good point. Great point.
right? You'd have to watch him go to the bathroom every time he goes to the bathroom, which is 17 to 18 times a day. So you spend most of your time in the bathroom with him.
Well, I mean,
And then, yes, you get to watch him have sex with Paula. Bonus. That's great. And if he's not looking at you, you get to touch yourself too.
see, scoot over. Scoot over. Because what in my head, I feel like.
Okay,
See-
just to be clear, the term Siamese twins is not at all offensive.
Okay.
Just wanted to look that up real quick.
Conjoined is what they say now, though. For some
No, I
reason.
know, but they're called Siamese twins, and it's a word you can use for it, a synonym, because the first famous pair were from, I guess, Southeast Asia or whatever.
Okay.
They were, yeah.
But it's conjoined is the nomenclature nowadays.
nomenclature, yeah.
Okay, cool.
If you're white, you have to.
It's
See, but like here, you could put something on it. You're talking about like you'd have to watch him go to the bathroom.
But here's what you'd hear. Oh God, it hurts. And everything I just said, that's exactly what you'd hear.
Is that him
Whether he
having
was
sex
eating,
or pooping?
Having sex
Okay,
or pooping. It's
gotcha.
just this,
Oh, I remember this movie.
I have flawless poops. They just it's in and out.
I'm
That's
sure
like
there's
true.
no fiber in them. Yeah.
Case in point, earlier today, Kevin walked by me, stopped for a second, grabbed his stomach, literally grabbed his stomach, and was like, "Oh God, the milkshake was too much." And Joey's like, "Kevin, stop eating the milkshake." And he was like, "No milkshake has ever bested me, and today it never will."
No, never will.
Yeah.
You missed it yesterday. It seemed like it almost happened. We're in the other room. We're all doing work, and it's just the loudest noise from this in here. We're like, he's dead.
Yeah.
It finally
Yeah,
happened.
you almost really
But a
did
wall
some
fell apart.
damage here.
That was terrifying. That was terrifying.
It was
The
loud.
walls
It was
fell
one of those
down.
things you hear a noise every once in a while in here, and you're like, all right, we go check in, and Kevin, did something fucking stupid. But the noise was calamitous. I think we can all agree.
Yeah.
And I was like, we were using
We
like
all looked at each other, the three of us, and there was a moment of like,
Is this the one?
do we go in? Do we even see if this is a thing?
those walls were very close to hitting those very expensive cameras. So you really
It's fine.
very close.
Yeah.
They are. To be fair, the walls are way too heavy. It was
Thanks, Matt
that was a
Scarpino.
design flaw. Then we'll have them remade one day.
Let me ask you this question real quick
Yeah.
before I forget.
Yeah.
These cameras, are these cameras really necessary at this level for what we do?
No.
Because I was seeing my friend Dave Rubin, who does the Rubin Report, is a pretty big political show on YouTube. I saw they got a new studio, and I saw pictures of it, and they have like very modest cameras compared to ours.
Yeah,
Then I brought up our picture because I'm half stupid with anything technical.
No,
so then
you're full
I
stupid.
brought up yes. So I brought up their image than ours, and I was like, I can't really tell a difference. But a person with an eye.
No, one,
tell
I
it.
like the soft look of the Canons. I like that it's more of a cinematic look. And B, these cameras actually, I just needed a camera that had a full frame sensor in it so you could get a better depth of field, so it blurred out the background a little bit, so it doesn't moray quite as much. Because if you remember, we did extensive tests with cameras to figure out it's an LED wall was going to do that weird.
I'm not criticizing the choice of camera. I just didn't know.
Also, I just love Canon cameras.
Speaking
That's really
of
what
which,
it came down to.
last night I resubbed to WWE Network.
Yeah.
This will come up later. And I watched I started watching one of the talk shows where they were talking to Paul Heyman about ECW, and they have a LED wall with giant pixels in it.
Yeah.
And holy shit, does that look bad?
Yeah.
I was watching it, it was all meringue, and they were like, oh my God, like why did they do this? Who designed this set? Vince McMahon. Hit up Matt Scarpino.
There you go.
Carlito Caribbean Cool.
There you go.
I think it was him. Do you remember Carlito?
I remember Carlito. He ate the apple and spit it in people's
did
face.
the apple.
It was good. That was fun.
You
That
think
was a
you're
good bit.
cool. You are not cool. And he would spit in their face.
If you didn't know, this is the Game Over Greggy show each and every week. 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table. Each bring a random topic discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can now go. And if you support us at $1 or above, get early access to Kinda Funny Live 2. The video, it's up. Everybody else will get it on YouTube. What's wrong?
Let's try hands, man.
I know. I bought moisturizer. It's in the cabinet. You go get my moisturizer out of my cabinet.
Do you need some? All right.
It's up there. It'll go live on YouTube for everybody in the month of February.
February 6th.
February 6th is what's
Free
going on?
everyone on February 6th.
Okay, great. Remember, you can support the show there. You can get the Game Over Greg show early, bonus episodes, and a whole bunch of exclusive goodies and perks. If you have no bucks to toss our way, though, it's no big deal. Head over to youtube.com/kindafunny, where we post the entire show, topic by topic, day by day, until it goes up as one big MP3 in video for your listening pleasure. Thank you very much. I bought some new
derb?
lube.
Did you get the derb?
I bought the derb.
Oh, you bought it from Walgreens. How much did you pay for it? You paid an arm and a leg for that, didn't you?
I don't know.
You did. You paid an arm and a leg for it. You got to get it on. You got to get. You see, these are the 16 fluid ounce bottles. You can get the 24 fluid ounce bottles in a 2-pack on Amazon for a pretty affordable price, shipped by Prime. Last I checked.
I was in a jam. I needed it yesterday. You know what I mean?
need
Well, I
the derb.
wanted it,
I
I guess.
swear by Lubriderm, in this particular type of Lubriderm. It's
What's happening here?
all right.
You know how people like make jokes about lotion and masturbation?
Yeah.
Have you ever used lotion?
100%.
Yeah.
Really?
Masturbate? Yeah.
Based on the jokes I've tried, I was like, this isn't that much better.
What do you use?
My hand.
You don't use. Are you
going
fucking
dry.
kidding me?
Dry's easier. Dry goes
You
faster.
are insane, people.
No,
you
don't do this. You just take the little guy by his turtleneck and you lift the turtleneck over the head and then below it and then over it and below it.
Wait, the turtleneck. What are you? You're not a.
No, I'm circumcised. I'm just saying that you make the faux turtleneck and you bring it down. See, this is what a lot of people think. So you're thinking you're rubbing this thing like.
Do you have to have a little bit of
know,
lotion on there?
You're getting that thing done. You don't have to have lotion.
Oh, you have to.
A little. Here's the thing: is you
Too much.
either
Too
go
much.
full lotion or you go no lotion. You can't go middle lotion because then you start getting the weird friction and it starts getting warm.
I disagree.
And then when your pee hole swells up and you can't get it out.
It all depends on the lotion you're using. A little, let's say, dime-sized dollop of Lubriderm, normal to dry skin Lubriderm, the blue bottle, is just fine enough.
Did he break us?
Oh. If you want to get a real effective slow jerk going on, you're going to need a lot of lotion. You're going to need a lot of time. In that
How
order.
much time?
What is wrong, Kevin?
I just hope Joey's mom's not watching.
She's not watching anymore.
I know, but I
I'm
hope
a
she's like, it's
32-year-old
probably better
business
now.
owner, sir.
Tuned it back on and be like, nope, not better. Turned it right off.
Is your mom still watching the stream because we're talking about jacking off? Okay, great.
Good. No, she's done.
We watched the first hour, and I apologize ahead of time.
Okay.
I think that was the hour I said butthole.
So if you didn't know,
sorry.
ladies and
My
gentlemen,
name's Colin Moriarty. I'm a free man.
we're recording this on January 5th, 2017. That is Kind of Funny Day. It's our 2-year anniversary, so we are also live streaming this on Twitch as we record. Tim, your topic is Kind of Funny Day.
It is.
What do you want to talk about? I got some ice
I
in your
keep
mouth there.
eating
Huh?
this ice.
Why do you keep eating it?
Because I like it.
Did you get a regular size piece this time? So wait, so finish your ice. In your hand right now, show me how much I should be using to jack off.
Like that much.
And then are you rubbing it into your hand or are you just putting it right into the shaft and going from
right
there?
on the shaft and you go from there.
Because you don't want, the thing is, you don't want the other hand to be lubed up. Just so you can answer your phone or you can watch whatever you're watching on your phone.
Answer your phone.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, what do you got? What's going on, Matt? Just talking to him.
Hey, Mom. Yeah, just jacking off.
You got some weird Oedipus shit going on with a lot of the mom
Just your
references.
mom, honestly. To be honest with you. There's something about Betty Ann that does it for you. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I call. Sometimes I call Dagan just to see maybe he's with her. I just wanna. But are you with your mom?
All right,
Probably
great.
watching
What were you
this.
saying?
He's probably
What's
watching
your topic? You have the floor.
This is my topic. My topic is Kind of Funny Day and
Yeah.
all the announcements that we made. So we currently, right now, we're live on Twitch. Thank you very so much for supporting us for all these years.
How much sleep you get this week?
Not much.
Putting together Kind of Funny
Not
Live
much
too.
at all. Most work I've ever put into anything in my entire life. From conception to this video being live, like from planning Kind of Funny Live 2 to then editing Kind of Funny Live 2 and getting it all up, hundreds of hours.
Sure.
Hundreds. And it's crazy. And I think it's worth it, which is the important part, the key part there. You can get it now on patreon.com/kindoffunny or /kindoffunnygames. All supporters can watch it. If you don't want to support with $1, you can wait till February 6th and it'll be live for you. I hope you enjoy it then. But we're doing a whole Twitch stream extravaganza. Earlier this morning, we made a whole bunch of announcements talking about the future of Kind of Funny. So I kind of want to give a little reiteration of all the things we announced.
Okay.
Start it off.
Me.
Yeah.
Okay. We killed Colin Moriarty live.
Dead.
We replaced it with the Kind of Funny morning show.
Which is the exact same thing.
exact same idea, but now it's just there's you guys are involved. You're involved as much as you probably were before.
Yeah, exactly.
now we got you
So,
there.
but just now the name is a bit more accurate for, because almost every day one of us ended up being on it.
Right, because people have phone calls. Colin's doing Colin was right now, so he's got to edit and write all that stuff. Yeah.
So that's what's going on. But the biggest news about what is now known as the Kind of Funny Morning Show is it's going to be available on YouTube and podcast services
For everyone.
every day for everyone,
daily podcast,
for free,
daily show.
It's just out there.
Now, of course, the issue on that is we talked about that. You know, this year, 2017, is all about the community.
Your hands are so moist.
This is why I hate moisturizing. How are yours
like
not? Do
trying
they
to
suck them
find-
in? Yours are as moist as mine.
By the way, just real quick, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I realized that I was showing you how much lotion you use on my penis. For your penis,
Oh, thank you.
you need like
Those of you listening
just
at
a
home.
little bit.
So
like,
you're
little
telling
dollop.
me every
Little dollop is
time
what he's just slicing
every
us down.
time you jack off. I like how we go to Skycam. Kevin won't use it now.
Well, I was in Sky.
And remember, notice how we then moved our hands and held it for you, and you're like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Kevin Skycam.
So your hands are as moist as mine. This is why I hate moisturizing, because you look and feel like this. You're telling me every time you jack off, you're squishing stuff in your hand there.
Typically, yeah.
Okay.
Typically.
Okay.
Why are my hands so shiny?
It's Lubricant. It's doing its job.
Stay away from the
this
shampoo.
term.
See, I've never understood the need for lotion, whether it's masturbating or just in life. Like, I don't like that. You feel all nasty.
I hate this, but I hate being dry too.
But like I'm so soft.
I get
always.
crocodile dry. Oh, you are really soft.
Like
you are really soft.
I don't like you touching me when you're all oily.
Maybe you just say you don't like me and leave with that.
I
That's
like
fine.
you. I like you normally. I
I'm
just
lubed
don't like
up
you
right now.
all lubed
I can give a
up.
hand job right now, and you would be awesome.
Prove it.
Is that how tight you're going? No wonder you need the lotion. Holy fuck.
I want you to squeeze it so tight that it eventually pops
Bolts.
right out of your hand. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
like,
like
you
what they
just
say.
squeeze it a fucking stick of butter. You know?
Like one of those.
More like a dolphin. You grab a dolphin and got away. Butter would give in. And just
If it was very cold. Anyway, back to business.
yeah.
Kind of Funny morning show
Right.
will be available on YouTube and podcast services, but this is all a work in progress.
What we were talking about is this year's 2017 is focused on community. It's all about communicating better with you guys and talking, being upfront and having you understand what's going on our side. So with our side is putting it on YouTube, no problem. We're gonna have to figure out new things about copyrights and strikes and muting and all that shit. So there's gonna be episodes that get lost at all time, I'm sure, as we learn all that. But more importantly, we have done podcasts before. We have established new podcasts. Putting this up as a podcast, first off, we have to get it all through SoundCloud, get that approved, get the iTunes channels, all that jazz. That's gonna take time. And even once we do it, there's always other hurdles to jump through. Like in terms of like, we don't have a work schedule for it yet. So when does it go up? Does it go up every time at the same day? Whose responsibility is it? Does it shift based on host?
I will also say this real quick, if I may interject, because we've said this in the past before, and it's something we actually didn't deal with. It's also the I'm interested in what the reception to the level of quality of the audio will be because the show is so visual. In other words, like people that have been begging for this to be a podcast for 2 years, I wonder if you're not going to feel that way.
Careful what you wish for.
You know, like in the sense, I'll be interested. I'll be watching that and be interested in that because it is such a visual show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you
and
asked,
it will be.
ask
It's
him
going to
so you-
remain a visual show. Like it's a YouTube show, and it happens to be put out on podcast. And the reason we're doing this is because you guys have been asking for it for so long. But in addition to that, you guys have been complaining about GameOverGreggy show and Gamescast not being topical enough. And there's so many times on both shows, specifically Gamescast, where we're like, oh, as we said on Colin Greg Live, and the amount of people watching Colin Greg Live is so small. So it's like Colin Greg Live has turned into such a premium product for us when we figured out who we are, that I think that now it really kind of is going to become one of the more flagship titles, because it's a show that goes across both mediums. It'll be on the Kind of Funny channel, but it covers game stuff as well. So it'll be the most topical thing day to day.
But I think, we're talking about, 2017, I'm going to say it a bunch, I'm sure, on this topic, that it's community focused. It's being better to you. It's working with you. It's, learning from everything you guys have talked to us about. And that, you brought up a thing there, the fact that we have so many different encampments of fans, whether it is Twitch, whether it is YouTube, whether it is the Facebook, so on and so forth, Reddit, our own forums, all these different things. There's all these different pockets. So even when we feel we're doing great and I tweet out, I say it on Colin and Greg, I say something on Colin and Greg and I tweet it out, 90% it seems of the audience still didn't see that, doesn't understand that's happening. And so that's why we decided, we started talking to people and looking around, and we needed a community manager. And so for, 2017, we want to be better to you guys, we want to communicate with you. And we went and hired Joey Noel to be our community manager from the community, one of the best friends. Joey, you feel free to come in here anytime. And we didn't tell her to be ready for this. The fact of the matter is that we need someone as a go-between, because we're so busy making the content, doing all this stuff.
Randomly hearing my name.
Yeah, now we got to the point where we talked about you. So come on the Game Over Greggy show. Everybody, this is Joey Noel. She's a community manager.
She's the fifth best friend.
She's now the fifth best friend. There you go.
Hi guys, this is fun.
Yeah, you like this?
I do.
Come on, lean it. You got all this.
Perfect.
Oh, my mic doesn't move enough. Here,
It's
why don't
fine.
you can just sit in my chair. There you go.
So yeah, we've brought in Joey now to be community manager. The way we've been talking about it, right, is that she's the perfect fit because she's one of you and she knows us. And so when she speaks to you guys, she's speaking for us. She's a Kind of Funny member. And when she speaks to us, she's one of you. So she's talking on behalf of the community. I love how much you love it.
That's really good.
So hey, welcome to the Game Over Greggy show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for working with us on this.
Thanks for inviting me. This is really exciting. This community is super great, and I'm really excited to continue to work with everyone and hopefully get some things rolling that some groups want to get rolling. get some community events.
Yeah, yeah.
all
You have
that
lots
fun
of
stuff.
plans. I know. We'll talk about
Lots
that.
of
We want it
plans.
because like one of the things with her is that, we're talking about on kindoffunny.com, trying to set up a calendar or a page, an FAQ where you can be talking to people and update them on when Colin and Greg is off the air and why or whatever. Kind of Funny Morning Show. That's gonna take forever. Kind of Funny Morning Show is off the air and what's going on here and like because it is that thing even with taking these first few days off where we're like, okay, we're not coming back to the 5th. Every day, dozens of kids tweeting me like, when is Colin and Greg Live back? Is it not coming back? And I was like, we talked about this, but you didn't see those 2 episodes of Colin and Greg Live where we talked about it and you've missed my tweets and we got to make
sure. So it makes sense. So having one place that will always be like, that is the most up-to-date place where you can have all the answers that there's so many questions that people just consistently are asking.
Yeah.
Like when's the next animated episode coming out? We'll be able to say the next animated episode is coming out either at this point or it could just say, we don't know.
I was going to say, when it happens, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting a centralized place for everything.
Right.
Because we have so many cool communities between Facebook and Twitch and the forums and Reddit and NeoGAF and everything. It's hard to keep track and make sure that everybody knows what's going on for everything.
Exactly.
So.
And you're part of most of those communities. So it's easy for you to go between now and talk to everybody. And again, we talked about it on Twitch, but I know some of you have probably missed it. Joey's not anybody's boss. She's the top. She is the community person. She's at the top of the community pyramid, but it's not her job to come in and necessarily like freak out and take over. She's not taking away control from people. She might pick her team and make people go do things and talk to them and then make them do other things, murderous things. But you're here to facilitate and make everything.
For. He does all the murderous things.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sweet.
Colin's just being funny in the back. So we're excited to have you, Joey. Thank you so much.
I'm super excited to be joining the team. This is going to be really fun.
Yeah.
Got a lot of fun stuff. If anybody has questions or wants to like chat about anything, feel free to let me know. Joey Noel, pretty much everywhere. Or I got my official Kind of Funny email.
Yeah.
Joey at kindoffunny.com.
There you go.
That's your jam.
Hit her up. Let her know what we need to do better. She'll come bring it to us. She'll come to you with all the news from the mountaintop. It's going to be good.
It is going to be good. I'm excited for this.
Good.
Great.
It's going to be really helpful.
Thank you, Joey. Go back to the chat now.
Okay.
Talk to those people.
Thank you.
I thought you had to go poop because you've been doing that weird liquid thing.
No, I'm good.
What is the liquid diet thing you're drinking? What is making
We'll
you
get to
poop?
it when we get to my topic.
My apologies. Okay. All right. I'll leave that off. So yeah, that's it. We've changed up Patreon. We've added a few tiers. We've taken away a few tiers. I think the biggest addition, right, is the what? I lost my train of thought there.
Giveaways. So giveaways are going to work differently in the Kind of Funny Morning Show and on Patreon. So everybody at the $2 or above level is automatically entered into the giveaways. Now, instead of having a prize box, we're going to do daily game giveaways. So every day we give away a video game.
Yeah.
Digital code.
Exactly.
So you'll get it instantly.
If you're foreign, you're an American, you're in North America, we'll cross those bridges as we come. Hopefully, we'll be able to have extra ones, and if not, we can get people to trade and do different things like that. We got rid of the live Q&A on Patreon. It was one of those that we liked that one. It was fun talking to you guys, but only the same 12 people were coming every time, just based on I think time zones and work schedules and stuff like that.
And the problem there is that those like 12 people, there was way more than 12 people paying for that tier.
Yeah.
So it's like we want to do something that more people get something out of.
Have a
that
shot
are
to do something
contributing
with,
to there. So we are going to. There's a new show. Ask Kind of Funny Anything. It'll be on Twitter and Facebook and
YouTube
and YouTube potentially. Oh yeah, no, and YouTube. You're right.
Yeah.
You are.
Thank you. I'm usually right about that kind of stuff.
And that'll be released every.
The idea is that so on both those Patreons, right, there's now going to be this tier for Ask Kind of Funny Anything. The first of every month or today when I finish this podcast, I'm going to put up the thing calling for questions, telling you who's going to be, because it'll be a one-man thing. It's kind of like Ask Colin Anything. And then the last Saturday of the month, that will post, and it'll run you through all the questions and stuff. Our thought process here is that one of the pieces of feedback we got in 2016 when we weren't talking or communicating well enough, I think, with you guys, was the fact that there was this... sentiment that people were saying, we're seeing the same names over and over again. It seems like you guys are playing favorites. We know you're not, but that's how it works. And it's one of those things that the same people are in the Twitch every week. The same people are in the live Q&As every month. And so you are saying the same names just based on people's schedules. Hopefully this opens it up that we can now go through, see different people, talk to different people. And then when we put it on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all of them, you then are opened up to a brand new audience of Kind of Funny people. So even if those people were never in the live Q&As, they now see you, now understand you. They know to come in and talk that way and have a more, not one-stop shop, but a way to talk to a different audience in a different way. And that is important for us this year. We've, like I said, eliminated a couple tiers, done a bunch of different stuff. I don't have my notes in front of me, and it's been a long day.
Bringing talking about a bunch of our older shows that whether and the status of them. Love and Sex stuff is still on break. It will come back eventually, but no time soon. And Kind of Funny Doodles, we are bringing on Zach Wenzel as a part-time animator to be able to do doodles more regularly for us. He's still working on them. Season 2 doodles will be rolling out in the next couple months. And
Cool.
It's very exciting. He's super awesome. Everybody go follow him.
Yeah.
Talked about Kind of Funny Live 2.
And
Talked about Kind of Funny Live
kind of
3 a little bit.
Yeah.
We have not. We will be announcing that date shortly.
Yeah, Kind of Funny Live 3 is happening. Once we're just waiting to get the venue completely locked in before we announce dates and stuff.
We're very, very close.
Very close, like
Very
closer
close.
than like we wanted to announce it today, but we just weren't ready to do that. So as soon as we know, you will know.
Do you guys
Yeah.
talk about the anime show yet?
No.
No. So we're doing as a huge thank you to everyone out there who's been super patient with the animated show because we promised one every month and we were not able to hit that. We are not only going to do the full 12 episodes that we funded on Patreon, but we're going to do 3 bonus episodes also. That's a big thank you to everyone out there who's been like, Nick, we don't care when it goes up, but let's get it up. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, they're getting up now. We've been, we have a team in place. We have 3 teams in place actually that are making all the animated episodes. We've been able to hit a monthly for the last 4 months. I don't see that changing anytime in the near future. We should be able to ride this out for the next 8 months, and then we're going to do 3 extra episodes. So look forward to those sometime in the year of 2017. I can't do math right now, and I don't know what episode we're on. I think we're on episode 7 right now.
Yeah, is it the next 8 months and then plus 3?
Yeah. No, the next 8 months.
No, that math
Period.
can't do, right?
The 8 months period. 5 months plus 3.
Gotcha.
So 8
gotcha.
total.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to the Patreon stuff. We talked about this. When we first started, we were super bullish, made all these different milestones. One of those was the animated series pilot. One of those was Kind of Funny Live. We had a whole bunch of them that we liked and did. We also had a whole bunch of one that's just kind of faded away. You never heard about again until last year and Kind of Funny Day when we were like, okay, cool. We're going to lay out all these Let's Plays, the history of PlayStation and Mario and all this different stuff. Today we announced when we were doing all this stuff, we're cutting and running on all of them. We're just dishing them. And it sounds horrible when you say it like that, but the reason behind it is simple in the fact that we don't think that's what you want, and clearly it's not what we want either. We did those thinking that's something people would want, but that's not the content we're passionate about making, and it's not the content you're passionate about consuming either. I talked about the fact that... What?
I was just gonna say it's very IGN content. Like it's
Right.
stuff that like we thought about doing all of that when we were first leaving. We didn't really understand what Kind of Funny was going to be.
Yeah.
Like what it even could be.
Right.
At that point, I think that as we went along, we realized that there's a level of fun that we like having, and that the audience really like grasped onto. So it's specifically when it comes to Let's Plays, I think people tend to not really like the informational based videos if they're not about new games. If when we're putting stuff out about you can bring it up
Infamous and Mario, yeah.
it's like you already
know about those
so.
games. You don't need it. Yeah, and so what I kept talking about today and in the other video that's up on the channel was the fact that when we put up the Battlefield Let's Play, that was the one where it seemed like everybody was like, "This is awesome!" Multi-camera. It's a multiplayer game where you all have your own camera, you all have your own screen, and you guys are having a blast with it. And everybody's like, "I can't believe how much Colin's smiling in it," and da 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 da. And it reminded me of the Rooster Teeth Achievement Hunter ones we went and did that we loved as well. And that spoke loudly both to you and to us of like, we should be doing more of that. In 2017, we want to do more of that. As I've talked about before, we are hiring a full-time editor to come in and make content like that with us. We are in the final negotiation talks with the person we want. It wasn't sewn up, sadly, by the time this happened. Kind of funny day, but hopefully we'll have that soon. We'll be able to talk to you about it, and then you can look down the road of when that'll happen. We'll still do Let's Plays in the meantime, but we agree with you that we want to march towards that goal, that awesome Let's Play, that Rooster Teeth style. Not even Rooster Teeth style, but Let's Play you see from everybody who does Let's Plays full time that aren't us.
Yeah, and speaking of being better about talking to the community, so I'm having a problem here because when it comes to Let's Plays, we want to do more of the fun ones whenever they do happen, but we also still do want to do the more like Greg plays an indie game and like
some guy comes through GDC stuff.
Yeah, do that stuff. So the name Kind of Funny Plays doesn't really fit for both of those things. So if you have any ideas about titles for what that series should be called, whether it's the fun Let's Plays or the informational Let's Plays, tweet at me at Tim Gettys. I want to know.
And hashtag let Tim host.
Hashtag Let's Post.
Yeah, of course. And so, yeah, we talked about ads being shorter. We talked about we're bringing the file sizes
going
down.
a little bit more on that, the ads thing. It's like we hear your feedback when we post ads. And the problem is the way we do ads, it's going to be in every episode for that week. So when we put something out and you guys don't like it, there's no way to fix it until the next week. So we appreciate your patience when it comes to that type of stuff, but we definitely listen, and it's a delicate balance because you can't please everybody. It's the internet. But the hardest thing about it is that a lot of people don't like it when we just read the ads and get through them. A lot of people don't like it when we take too long and have fun with it. So it's like, it is about finding the balance. And I think we've kind of come up with a good system for what 2017 is going to look like with the ad reads and stuff. But thank you for your patience.
Exactly.
Because those ads really, really, really do help us grow and help us be able to hire people and do all this stuff. And I love that our team's expanding now. I think that it's great. And it's because you guys are so patient with us and so supportive of us in so many different revenue streams.
Yeah. And so I think that's the big stuff. And that's kind of funny for 2017.
Yeah.
These 2 years have been crazy.
They have.
Thank you for all your support. Obviously, we couldn't do without you.
And I mean, we've been kind of mentioning this like little by little, but like Colin Was Right is now a show.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
That is going to be a
Awesome.
weekly show every Thursday, 9 a.m. on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. Is Colin, opinionated, scripted show, super fucking awesome. I'm very proud of it. He's been doing such a good job with it. Episode 1's now live. You can go check it out. And yeah, there'll be many, many more episodes to come.
So, Colin, how do you feel about Kind of Funny 2 years in?
I think it's great. I mean, it's you asked earlier if time has gone quickly, and I was like, I don't know that it necessarily has yet. When you think back about when we founded the corporation, when we first did GameOverGreggy show and Conversation with Colin, it actually has been an oration. It's been a very long time actually of us doing this content, and I like that. You know, I'm proud of what we've built and what we've accomplished. You know, like it's hard for me not to remember, even though it's not like the major portion of like what I'm proud of, whatever, but I do remember the naysayers, and I do remember the people saying that we were making a mistake and that we were going to fail and we were going to dive, whether it was on, you know, various gaming forums or people being rude on Twitter or whatever. And like, we've persevered and we've grown and we are way bigger than we used to be. And like, we don't measure our success based on YouTube subscribers only, or just the amount of money we make only, or just, but really about the reach and the intimacy of the product itself. And, you know, I went out to eat with a buddy of mine yesterday who's also in the games industry, and he was asking how we were doing, and I was like, the thing that I'm super proud of and that I think is undeniable about Kind of Funny, regardless of what happens to the company in the future or what happens with games media and the way things are covered on the internet, YouTube and all of this, is that we were really extremely pivotal and at the very focal point, ground zero of this movement of going independent and of leaving. We all had, it's not that we only all worked at the biggest video game website in the world, it's that we were all very secure there. None of us were going anywhere. Like, you know, you were the host, and you know, you were very high up on the food chain in video, and you were producing, and I was a senior editor. Like, we were secure. We weren't
written that way for a while.
Yeah, we weren't we were in no way, shape, or form on the bubble. And I was talking, you know, to people about it, where I was like, it wasn't at all intuitive that this would work. I remember being really scared, and so I'm super proud to prove the naysayers wrong. But moreover, and more so, I'm super proud to have found literally hundreds of thousands of people around the world that consume our content, that enjoy it and that have supported us, whether it's just, you know, we don't play favorites with Patreon and with the people that just watch our content or whatever. If you don't have money, you don't want to subscribe, or you don't want to support us, or you just watch a video here and there, it's all valuable and it's all important to us. And I'm super honored that we have resonated with a group of people that have found us educational or useful or moreover entertaining. And so all that kind of stuff comes together, but I can't deny that, you know, I was telling this particular person, I'm like, when the history is written about this particular movement, this Patreon movement, this independent movement, this going from big to small, like Danny O'Dwyer has done, like our friend Jim Sterling did right before us, like all that kind of stuff, we are there. You know, and it's really cool. And so just from the historical aspect of it, I'm really proud of it. And I'm proud of what the 4 of us and the 5 of us, and now the 6 and the 7 of us soon, and all of our freelancers and the people that have contributed to us. I'm super proud of what we've accomplished. And I think it's really great. And I think it shows a different side of the internet, that you don't have to have 5 million subscribers and videos that do millions of views. We are a completely solvent, debt-free, in the black, profitable company. Based on doing what we love. What'd you say?
If anyone's looking to buy us.
Based on like what we like to do. We make no concessions, you know? And I think that that's fucking awesome. And I hope people are inspired by it, that like it's possible. And it has been. You often talk about the dream and living your dream and stuff like that. And you know, it's been that way for me too. I've been writing about video games professionally since I was 18. And to have now be 32 and to have come this far, and for just how crazy things have become, and how meteoric the success and the ups and the downs have been. It's very cool. And so I'm very thankful and privileged to be in this position amongst not only you guys, but also amongst a really great and positive audience. And I think we put out good content. I think all the content can be better. I think it can always be better. Sure. But we do the very best we can. And like I say, we leave it all out on the field. And I think it's really cool. It's a huge it's a huge benefit to us that we're able to do what we want to do. And I think it's also beneficial to the hundreds of thousands of people that enjoy the content. And like we saw in our little thank you video that people have put together for us, which I thought was really nice.
Yeah.
That it touches people and it gets people through work days and it gets through people through difficult times and down times, the death of a family member, the breaking up of a significant other, whatever. It's, you can go on and on about what it's meant. So I think the last 2 years have been great. I'm excited about this year. And like Tim said, like we are growing. And that's what's really cool too. And so we'll continue to prove the naysayers wrong, but more importantly, we will continue to support, all of you out there with the best content that we can make.
And that's the thing, I mean, to piggyback off what you're saying, because you're saying it all perfectly, is the fact that, and I wrote this in the letters on Patreon, and we update those, once a year and all this different stuff, and just talking to people of like, what I love about Kind of Funny and what we've built here is that we've built this with you. That's the we I talk about. And the fact that it's a success story for all of us. The fact that this is still here and that it is so successful and that the Konami is going to give us the Metal Gear exclusive, or the fact that we just did Kind of Funny Live and sold it at, or that, we're going, it's a big deal to go to RTX Sydney. Like there's so many different things, but anytime you see, if it's me winning an award or Colin launching a new show or Nick making a very, very off-color joke, I don't, you know what I mean? Anything we do, you share that victory because this is still the ground floor and it's what you're talking about. We don't need 3 million people. And I know this in 2016, there was this, we weren't communicating well with the group because we were so overworked and so much was happening. And I know that there was a fear that we were getting too big. And I think it wasn't that we were getting too big. I think it was just that we had built the business, but we hadn't built the tools to talk to everybody effectively. And that's what Joey is.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's what's so exciting about this whole thing is to me. Jesus Christ, my brain just stopped. That's what's so exciting about this to me, is that we actually, a few months back, maybe 4 months back at this point, sat and said, what is the biggest pain point, right? And the number one thing was the community. We have to be better about communicating to them. We have to give people what they want. And that has to, and then when we started looking at those goals, they actually just aligned with what we wanted too, which worked. It was like the Let's Play series is a perfect example. It's like, that was super fun. That's probably the most fun I've ever had doing a Let's Play with you guys at Battlefield Let's Play. And I'm like, yeah, we should absolutely make more of these. And then it kind of dawned on us. We're like, we are the people we are directly responsible for whether or not that happens.
Yeah.
We can go after someone really talented that can help us make more of those. We can, we can identify that person in the community who's so outspoken that should be an amazing member of the team. And that's just here. And that's awesome. It's kind of daunting though, because what it really means is that we have a tremendous amount of responsibility and power.
I love that though. I mean, to me, I think that's the most important part of this whole thing. Like, Kind of Funny Live 1 was the best night of my life until Kind of Funny Live 2, which is now by far the best night of my life. And I'm assuming Kind of Funny Live 3 will just be even better. And I think that it's cool because Kind of Funny Live to me represents the dream. Like it literally is the thing where I'm like, I get to do whatever I want to do for people that just want that. They just trust that we're going to do something that is a total love letter to them. And spending the last 2 weeks editing it was so much work and it was so hard, but every single second felt rewarding to me because I'm seeing like all these people in the crowd. I'm like, man, I recognize so many of these faces from Twitter or from meeting them at conventions or from Patreon or from any of the many, many, many places. And it's awesome because even watching it, like we're sitting on stage talking about the people, like pointing people out, bringing people on stage by name, like random people. And it's like, it's just super celebratory and it's awesome that that's the content. We put on this freaking ridiculous rock show about these motherfuckers, right? Yeah. It's like, it's so weird. It's like we now sit in front of an LED video wall that we first got the idea for because we had it at Kind of Funny Live where we were just like, how big and obnoxious can we be? And it's funny because everyone's in on the joke, and everyone just wants it to be just bigger and bigger and bigger. And as I'm editing this, I'm like, why does this look like an HBO Beyonce concert special? Like, this is so ridiculously unnecessary. But it's like, as I sat there on the 86th hour of editing at 4 a.m, there wasn't a moment where I was like, I don't want to be doing this. It was always like, I love doing this and I owe the people this, and it's like the people in that room, the people that weren't able to be in that room, like all of them, I hope that they feel the same overwhelming feeling of pride and ownership over all of the successes we have. But I think that Kind of Funny Live 2 as it stands is, I think, the perfect pinnacle example of what Kind of Funny is as a community.
100%. I mean, and that's something, that you see in the video there briefly, but you're talking about it where I think people do understand, the best friends do understand that our successes are their successes of when yeah, watching Kind of Funny Live 2 today, you know, skipping around, obviously, I didn't have 2 hours, 3 hours to sit there and watch the entire thing yet. But I jumped to when we revealed the studio. And from literally the moment the door comes up, you hear people gasp in the crowd because they already know what's about to happen. And I remember that night being on the other side of the screen looking out into the crowd. And when it went there, people crying in the front row because it was like, they see us they understand that they're building this, that this is all them. And I think that one of the things we just did wrong in 2016 was we took all the feedback people were doing and we were quiet about it, trying to behind the scenes fix it all, which I think gave off the interpretation that we know what we're doing. and we don't all the time.
We don't. And I think that's one of the cool things. That's one of my major takeaways from this experience generally is that I had a funny situation, and I've actually had them multiple times with Erin, where she's like, it's like we're night owls, so we're up like in the middle of the night, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna post an Instagram post, and I'm like, no, don't do that because no one's gonna see it, And I'm like, wait, what's tomorrow? I'm like, tomorrow's Wednesday. I'm like, you can post that between like 9 and 10, and you'll get like maximum eyeballs on it or whatever. And I'm like, the only reason I know that is because I'm in some way responsible for our social media accounts, and I like took it upon myself to be like, I don't understand this. And like what the cadence, so I only post like 2 or 3 times a day on Kind of Funny vids, if that, because like all these things that I learned that I would have never even cared about or known to know, and then I can pass off in some cursory way to other people. But the bigger thing is that, Nick probably never thought that he would know how to really administrate a business, and Tim probably never thought that he would know how to facilitate big deals that we get from publishers. Greg probably didn't know that he was really going to be an executive and be the face of the company and all of those kinds of things. He's already a PR machine with the way I was when we were journalists and stuff, so we know how to do all that. And I would have never thought until recent months that I knew I could edit a good video or do all those kinds of things. And so it facilitated this particular project, like I think any small business starting in a garage or wherever it might be, or in a basement or in a extra bedroom, like you undertake the things that must be undertaken, and you learn things that you need to know, but you are also able to execute on things that you never knew that you were going to be able to do to begin with. And so I've kind of been interested in that as well, because there's a huge part of me that Colin was right is so important to me because it's a way for me to reconnect with my writing. But there's a whole component to it, the editing, that I didn't know that I would like. And I do. I really actually do like it. And I think I told Danny O'Dwyer or something on Twitter. I was like, what I like about it so much is that like it's just totally mine. Like I don't have to, it's not like at IGN when I'd have to, not that I had to do this necessarily there, although you did, but I just didn't have the skill set to be like, I need to review this game, so I'm going to write the script, and then I'll go into the VO booth, you'll tell me how to read it, and then you just go and do it. And then I'll watch it to make sure there's no spelling errors, and we'll publish it. But it's not like that anymore. And that's why I was so nervous last night, and why I didn't sleep very much, because I'm like, and I watched the video over and over again. I'm like, what, like, there's accidentally a picture of a dong in here at 6:21 or something like that. That's the best thing, though. So like, and that's why I was so hardened, where I'm like, all right, they like it, like, we're good.
Well, I mean, it's funny to hear you say that, because remember, that's why this all started, right? And that's when I left VidCon, I was like, holy shit, I can do something that I can do. That I can just do it all and not have to worry about anyone at IGN saying anything and any rules or regulations being put on it. And I can review the Oreos, and I can talk to Colin and just fucking learn how to use Premiere and do it. And that's where it all starts from. Yeah.
That's fun. I remembered you coming away from that. It was awesome to watch you energized like that.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. And Colin, when we started, talking about doing Colin Was Right, I thought that's what I was so excited about, to see you have that just that fucking crazed level of ownership over a product, because I knew you were going to. I knew it was you. I know you, first of all. You obsess about everything, which is great. It's just a matter of how do we channel that obsession toward that positive goal, and I'm really happy to see that it's paying off for you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it's the most important thing. It's I think you're finally off the edge that I feel like you've been teetering on for a long time, where it's just like, you're not a writer. Like, you're so much more than that, and writers don't exist anymore, at least not in what we do. You do everything, and I think that you're now able to do everything by yourself, and I think that it's owning that vision, and it's about melding the writing with the editing and thinking. I was even talking to Greg earlier about this, but he was saying how, like, now when you write scripts for a video, you're thinking about what B-roll is going to go over and stuff, and it's like, that is what this generation of video is about. Like, that's what internet video is, and being a YouTuber, and even more than that, like being a business on YouTube. It's really being able to handle all the assets of it that really make you the visionary for it.
And that, yeah, that's, I think that's what, you know, I'm just a little bit further ahead, and he actually has a way different skill set now in terms of editing and the things he does. But like what you're talking about with the video that we published, that actually was the 3-minute version of everything we're doing here and talking about what we're doing. But this is for more podcast people. So anyways, the fact of I knew, in my head where I could take breaths and where I could break the script. And then not only that, when I was like, I can edit this in an hour because I knew exactly what B-roll I needed when I did it. And that's the same thing I think, you know, you're learning as you go. And I think that's why, like, I know right now Colin's very like, I need these 3 days to pull it together, and he's going to be able to start cranking. I mean, in 6 months, I think he'll be doing these in a day and a half. Like, just 'cause it'll be that easy because he'll be thinking on that level. And that's what's interesting about what we do.
Yep.
Right, Nick? Get off your fucking phone.
I'm writing something for my topic. I'm
It's
sorry.
fine.